My name is Salihah Saadiq, and we are in my garage/photo studio at my house. I am a visionary, a moment catcher, a moment creator, and a photographer. I'm a photographer. I'm more so known as a photographer. I do live event and editorial photography. So I work with like artists, labels, small businesses, entrepreneurs on social media content, content for rollouts, press releases, and then I shoot weddings, festivals, birthday parties, like really anything people involved. I just love to be with the people, around the people, creating with the people. So I'm from Austin, and I moved to my second home, Oakland, after graduating high school. And I moved back a year and some change ago because my best friend and I had the opportunity to move into the space, save some money, get away from the space that we were in, and it just felt like an opportunity to go back and kind of reestablish myself here in Austin and experience Austin as an adult and a new person. And so really just opportunity and hope and yeah, the sense of rejuvenation. What makes my space unique? I would say there's a number of elements that in this one area just feels so safe for me. Everything from the photo books and magazines on my table, or the lights that I can like change the color depending on my mood. I love the fact that I can cast to my TV so I can play music, but I would really just say like the intention around the vibe and just a safe, comfortable space to like create, but also kick it. And I've never had this much like room to myself to just kind of be and have that like rest and time to create and do my craft. So I would say that's what makes a space unique.
What gravitated you towards your artistry and creativity?
So I started photography when I was 12, 13 in 7th grade. I was in a journalism class, and it was either we wrote or we took photos, and my mom is actually a screenwriter and my dad is a photographer. But I've always been very like visual, so photography just kind of felt a little more natural. So I was shooting, and my journalism teacher was just very moved by my work, and I never saw photography really going past that class. But the way that she pushed me and encouraged me to like stick to it, I trusted her a lot. And so I was like, well, if she sees something in me that I don't see right now, like I'm down to like figure it out. So I stuck to it, and 10 plus years later, I'm like obsessed and can't stop and can't see myself without it. So yeah, shout out to Miss Dowd, Cedar Valley. And yeah, I've always really liked people too and engaging with people. So that's kind of helped me figure out where to focus in photography is how I can best support people around me and create with them, and just learn and grow from others. So.
What fuels your creativity?
A number of things, but I don't mean to keep bringing it back to people, but like really like us, y'all, people that look like me, also out there trying to create and demand and provide space for us in all of our glory. That really inspires me and pushes me because that's what I'm striving for too, is to hold space and make space for us. And so when I see that happening, I'm just fueled and even more inspired. So.
What helps in creating
A mix of things. Music. I have found like I can't do a number of things unless something is playing in the background or I have a playlist on. Music definitely helps with just getting me in the space mentally to to think of things, to conceptualize, to zone out for a bit. That and flower. I love flowers. And yeah, I think my environment is really important, because once I'm able to just kind of relax, I can just start to kind of go all over, like mentally and creatively. So
What are your biggest influences on your creation?
a photographer that inspired me a lot is this dude Platone. He's done a lot of the Time magazine covers, but he's this portrait photographer that just does these really beautiful, like raw portraits. And the way that like he shoots everyone, you just see a Platone photo and you're just like, oh, that's him. Like, you just know. And I just think it's dope to not have to see a name, and just to know based off what they've established for themselves, like, oh, that's your work. And I definitely aim for that to be what I do. People just be like, oh yeah, Salihah shot that. Oh yeah, Salihah did that. She, you know, like, just because of just the vibe that I've created and the consistency. And he has a documentary on Netflix. It's called The Art of Design, is a series, and they do all these little mini segments, and he's a mini segment. And that's actually how I got introduced to his work. I had been familiar with him visually, but didn't actually like know the man himself. And just watching the documentary, I just felt even more in love with him as an artist. And a lot of the things that he said inspires him to do what he does, I have also expressed. And so I just felt like I related a lot. And yeah, I actually themed my senior portfolio around him. So he's definitely my like end all be all, I would say. One of.
So, what's your dream for life?
Honestly, me and Leon Bridges, like, that man is so fly to me, and I would love to like sit and have a conversation with him and just like ask him if there's any way that he's wanted to be photographed that he like hasn't, and then figure out how I myself can also add my flair and just like go crazy. And like, he's so dope. He's also a really big inspo to me, from Texas as well. But yeah, that would be like shooting for a cover, do a cover story or something. That would be that's a dream of mine.
How does the world around you influence your work?
Quite heavily, which is why I'm very intentional about the spaces I put myself in. I'm very susceptible to energy and being influenced mentally, emotionally by the things around me. So I try to go to spaces and to events that not only feel safe, but are also surrounded by like-minded people, or people that I feel like will inspire me, feel me, push me outside my comfort zone a bit in a way that's like towards my goal and the things that I'm trying to like do and be as a creative and a person. So.
How does space affect your imagination?
Kind of same as my previous answer. A lot. I recently realized how like sensitive I am in my senses. Like, visually, I don't know, I could be out somewhere and something make me think of like a photo shoot, and I'll just like zone out and just start to like conceptualize this shoot and just visualize like all of these things happening. And some like I will be like not very present, but that's because I'm so lost in like my imagery. But just off of something that again is around me, or that I hear, or that I see. So the spaces around me heavily influence my imagination, and definitely me conceptually as an artist.
So, describe your art as a universe.
It is vast, and there are a lot of stars. It's very open and flowy, and I don't know, I think vast and boundless are the two that I connect with the most. Yeah.
And what is your worst fear when it comes to your art?
I think it consuming me more than like me feeling passionate and like free flowing with it. So as I was mentioning before, like, I was in a place where I felt really stuck with my work, and I definitely fear like being in that space for too long, like where I'm overthinking things, or am just so like anxious that I don't make any decisions, and then time passes and I'm like, I have all these ideas and things I want to do, and I've just sat here because like I let it become this intimidating thought or process. So I think, yeah, getting too lost in it to where I like hinder myself from actually putting things out.
And then where do you plan to go from here?
I in this recent space that I'm in of just reevaluating like what it is I want to do and my intentions and plans. It's much more than photography, and I'm excited to kind of like step into some of these like roles and establish things that I've been wanting to for a long time, that I feel like will really finally create and hold space for people in ways that isn't just visually, but that people can like step in and feel and wear, listen to and watch. So just expansion and like creating more with people that I love and appreciate and inspire me, and yeah.